So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun. And I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile shoe.
Ever wondered what privilege really looks like in women's basketball? Let me paint you a picture. A'ja Wilson's latest Nike stunt. She's strutting around, flaunting her new signature shoe, while Caitlin Clark, the player truly revolutionizing the game, is left completely overlooked by the same billion-dollar company.
Come on, Andy, you know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
We know that she is signed with Nike. We know she got screwed. And I mean that. We know she got absolutely screwed in that Nike deal.
But here's where things get interesting. Wilson stars in a whole campaign about winning. Yet when it came to crunch time in the playoffs, it was a disaster. Disappointing ratings, an embarrassing exit. It's not the kind of performance you'd expect from someone being branded as the face of the sport. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here shattering records, making history, and using her growing platform to uplift the entire WNBA. One of them seems caught up in self-congratulations, while the other is focused on a bigger, more meaningful mission.
A lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun. And I have an awesome team that is trying to put my weird words that I say into a shoe, which is great because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing. And then they're like, okay, we got it.
So, who's really got the privilege here, A'ja? In this video, we're diving deep into Wilson and Clark's contrasting Nike appearances, dissecting their drastically different messages, and revealing why, even with Nike dropping the ball, Clark remains a class act, an inspiring role model, and a powerful brand ambassador. Are you ready? Let's go.
If you are a signed athlete, if you're a signature athlete, it doesn't really matter how much money you make off your initial deal. All that really matters is how much money you are making from the shoes. And
you won't believe the fiasco A'ja Wilson has landed herself in with her Nike deal. It's the kind of marketing misstep that feels like watching a train wreck in slow motion. And we've got the best seat in the house. Remember when Nike hyped up A'ja's signature shoe like it was the second coming? Yeah, well, turns out that hype came with a steep cost that's bound to backfire on them for years to come. But while they were busy rolling out the red carpet for Wilson, Caitlin Clark stormed in and rewrote the entire narrative.
He struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Now Nike's in full panic mode, sweating bullets over the colossal blunder they've made. They completely missed the mark on the biggest phenomenon to hit women's basketball in, well, forever. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson's off polishing her MVP trophies, convinced she's still the hottest name in the game. Newsflash, A'ja, it's Caitlin Clark's world now, and everyone else is just living in it. Want to know how desperate things have gotten? Nike's running in circles trying to figure out how to keep A'ja from looking like yesterday's headline. But let's face it, the ship's not just sailed. It's capsized, sunk, and is now a relic of the past.
At this stage, it is just the company fumbling the bag in a generational fashion.
Here's the juicy part. Word on the street is that Nike is terrified of the backlash they'd face if they gave Caitlin her own shoe before A'ja. Can you believe that? They're so worried about hurting A'ja's ego that they're reportedly delaying Caitlin's launch until 2026. That's not just dropping the ball. That's fumbling it straight out of the stadium.
During Nike's Q2 earnings, CEO Elliot Hill indicates Caitlin's shoe will be coming for the 2026 season.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here rewriting the record books, packing arenas, and giving women's basketball a whole new shine. She's inked a jaw-dropping $28 million deal with Nike over 8 years. And what does she have to show for it? Absolute crickets. No promo, no shoe, no nothing. And trust me, her fans are furious. And Nike's genius fix for this disaster? Make Caitlin wait even longer. Because, you know, that's totally fair, right?
Anyone can wear. It's not a big man shoe, a big woman shoe. It's a shoe that it's going to be comfortable for everyone, and I hope everyone feels that. So I think it's uniquely to me because it is something it can adapt and adjust to anything, and I feel like that's me.
Here's the bottom line. Nike's neck deep in a PR disaster, desperately trying to juggle A'ja Wilson's inflated ego, while Caitlin Clark's popularity skyrockets. Spoiler alert, it's not going well. This mess is like watching a circus with no ringmaster, and trust me, the chaos is far from over. But how is Caitlin handling all of this? Remember when A'ja Wilson threw shade at other players, accusing them of having privilege?
Paige reminds me a lot of me. Like, you say it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, but like she understands her privilege and like what pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean that's a compliment.
Oh, the irony. Looks like Ms. High and Mighty has landed herself in the ultimate foot and mouth moment. But here's the best part. Caitlin Clark's response? It's the kind of classy mic drop moment that'll make you want to stand up and cheer. The real difference between Caitlyn and A'ja isn't just about who's draining more shots. It's all about their mindset. And trust me, the contrast couldn't be any clearer.
The more people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
A'ja Wilson's out here strutting like she's royalty, acting like the court belongs to her and everyone else is just lucky to exist in her shadow. Newsflash, A'ja. Nobody owes you a thing. That whole "I'm the star" energy, it's wearing out faster than Christmas leftovers. Now let's talk about Caitlin Clark. She's smashing records left and right, rewriting the history books, and yet you'd never guess it from her demeanor. She's humble, grounded, and constantly giving credit where it's due to her teammates. It's almost like she doesn't realize she's the biggest name in women's basketball right now. And here's the best part. Caitlyn isn't sitting around throwing shade or complaining about Nike. Instead, she's leveraging her platform to uplift the entire WNBA. At a recent Nike event, she didn't focus on herself. She said,
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is or have their shoe, just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here and there has been opportunity here.
That's what leadership looks like. It's about vision, humility, and lifting others, not just yourself. When things don't go A'ja Wilson's way, she's faster to point fingers than a kid in a candy store. After a tough game against the New York Liberty, she whined, "I just feel like we're not getting the calls we deserve." It's frustrating when you're playing hard and it feels like the refs aren't seeing it. Boo-hoo. A'ja, ever think about playing better instead of blaming the refs?
But also it goes hand in hand. That's it. And if I get fined for this, I'm terribly sorry, but it's ridiculous. We've been going through this all season, so everybody got to their guy.
Now compare that to Caitlin Clark. She owns her mistakes like a true professional. After a bad game, she's the first to admit, "I need to step up for my team. I can't let them down like that. We win together, we lose together, and I take that responsibility seriously." That's what real leadership sounds like.
Caitlin, it's said that the best point guards are more worried about their teammates than they are about themselves. What do you like more, setting your teammates up or scoring the ball yourself?
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can touch the ball and, get going in that way, I think it just, everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better.
And let's talk about how they treat their teammates. A'ja acts like she's carrying the entire team on her back. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's constantly lifting up her squad, saying things like, "I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates. They challenge me every day to be better, and I'm grateful for every single one of them." Do you see the difference? Bottom line, A'ja Wilson's entitled attitude isn't winning her any fans. It's driving them away.
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best
teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's humility and sense of accountability are pulling people into women's basketball like never before. One fan summed it up perfectly. Caitlin is the kind of player you can't help but root for. She's incredibly talented, but she never forgets where she came from or who helped her along the way. And here's the thing. This difference in attitude isn't just about winning a popularity contest. It's the kind of thing that shapes careers. Sure, A'ja might have the hardware right now, but Caitlin's got the hearts of the fans. And in the long run, that connection, the genuine admiration and respect of the people, is
what truly matters.
I came to see Caitlin Clark tonight.
Oh, gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
All right, let's forget A'ja's pity party for a moment and focus on someone who's actually transforming the game. Caitlin Clark. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the entire playbook. Let's talk numbers. Caitlin's drawing crowds like no one else. Packed arenas? Check. Sky-high TV ratings? Double check. This isn't just about stats on the court anymore. Caitlin is single-handedly revolutionizing women's basketball. Break it down, and it's clear why. Her work ethic? Absolutely unmatched. While A'ja's probably kicking back by the pool, Caitlin's living in the gym. For her, practice isn't just a routine, it's a lifestyle. And let's not forget her community impact. Caitlin's everywhere, connecting with fans, uplifting her teammates, and elevating not just the league,
but the entire sport of women's basketball.
I think that's what's so exciting. So the more we can continue to expand that and continue to have games on national television and get people in seats, because when they show up in a stadium, like, they're always coming back. That's usually how it works. They fall in love with a team or a player, or maybe they go for one player and then they, like another player.
Caitlin Clark isn't just focused on herself. She's thinking about the bigger picture. The entire sport of women's basketball. And the fans? They're loving every second of it. Caitlin's authenticity is magnetic, and it shows. Her social media is exploding, with millions of followers hanging on to her every post. It's a stark contrast to Asia's me-first mentality, and people are noticing. Let's be real for a moment. Caitlin Clark isn't just redefining what it means to be a basketball player. She's setting a new standard for what it means to be a true role model in women's sports.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them. And I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid is, I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just sports.
Here's a wild thought. What if everything we know about women's basketball is about to be completely turned upside down? While Asia Wilson is busy guarding her legacy, Caitlin Clark is out here building an empire. And let me tell you, the difference couldn't be more stark. Let's break it down. This isn't just about two players anymore. It's about the future of the entire WNBA. Asia's stuck in a fantasy, believing her MVP trophies will keep her relevant forever. Newsflash, Asia, they won't. The game is evolving faster than ever, and you're getting left behind. Brands are tripping over themselves to collaborate with Caitlin. Fans can't get enough of her. Even the men's league is taking notice of what she's bringing to the table. Why? Because Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete. She's a movement.
Caitlin Clark and the many athletes that are coming into the WNBA are showing that these endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors.
Here's Asia Wilson's biggest blind spot. She doesn't realize that her success and the league's success are intertwined. She's so busy trying to hold on to her Queen Bee status that she's completely missing the bigger picture. Caitlin Clark, she gets it. Every interview, every appearance, she's talking about her teammates, the fans, and the league as a whole. That's what real leadership looks like. And here's why it matters. Caitlin Clark's forward-thinking approach is bringing in new fans and creating opportunities at a pace we've never seen before. Meanwhile, Asia Wilson is stuck chasing personal accolades that are losing their relevance by the day. The future of women's basketball isn't about individual trophies. It's about building something bigger, and Caitlin's leading the charge.
I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard.
And let me tell you, this shift isn't just a minor tremor. It's a full-blown earthquake that's about to reshape women's basketball for years to come. The old guard better wake up and smell the coffee, or they'll end up as irrelevant as last year's highlight reel. So, what's it gonna be? WNBA? Are you sticking with the outdated playbook, risking the chance of fading into obscurity? Or are you ready to embrace the Caitlin Clark era and aim for the stars? Because right now, there's only one player with a vision, ambition, and drive to elevate this league to new heights. And spoiler alert, it's not Asia Wilson. Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar. We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play. She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle. Let's face it, folks. Asia Wilson's little privilege tantrum just backfired in spectacular fashion. While she's busy throwing shade, Caitlin Clark is out here revolutionizing the sport and taking women's basketball to new heights. The WNBA better wake up and smell the coffee, because this shift is happening whether they like it or not. We're not talking about some flash-in-the-pan rookie. Caitlin Clark is the real deal, right here, right now. Anyone clinging to the old ways, they're about to get left in the dust. So, what's it gonna be, WNBA and Nike? Keep catering to Asia Wilson and watch the league fade into irrelevance? Or embrace the Caitlin Clark era and set the stage for something extraordinary? Because let's be real, there's only one player with the vision, the talent, and the leadership to take this league to the next level. Her name? Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.